Okay, this is the end of the first age situation report. Now, bots did really well in this last round. First thing was purple bot Poland was going first, and they drew their event card. So they took the event that basically enabled them to take over Prussia here. So they got significant expansion of territory. And they've also got the enough tax income now to be able to annex Lithuania. Now that would massively increase their standing on the board. They didn't get very much in terms of prestige. They're still the lowest prestige realm on the board, but they're back in the race now. Now that led to the Ottomans being the second turn. They were able to take their most favourable action card, which enabled them to vassalize the Crimea. So that significantly extended their realm. The thing that I've noticed about the Ottoman realm, it's not particularly stable because there's a lot of religious dissent in this area. All right, they've got the tolerance idea that's reducing it, but they really need to address this. Also, their stability's down to -2 because Austria played a rebel card against them, which really they were already -1 stability, but now -2. It's getting a bit dangerous. So the Ottomans are really got to have to look at stability for this coming set of turns. They've got a lot of cards in hand, but they haven't got a huge amount of monarch power to do anything, really. If we look on Spain, yet again, they took advantage of this cascading situation with the event cards, and they could see that the Burgundy event was on the board. Somebody was going to take it. Now, they couldn't do it straight away, so they didn't have a marriage with Burgundy. But cunningly, that was the first thing they did. And when the blue tail took his foot from, which was also a bot, they managed to get the event. So they obviously, well, they threw lucky again and they got the Burgundy event. But they had to sort of share the gains from it with the Spanish, and the Spanish ended up absorbing these states in the Low Countries here, which were possessions of Burgundy. You've got otherwise Spain pretty much is sat around waiting. They need the cards, they need these subjugate cards. They want to get Aragon vassalized and Granada absorbed, but they also managed to vastly increase their influence in Italy. Yet again, no war in Italy, which is probably not going to happen now. So that was a bit of a surprise in the first age. If we look at the blue player, yet again, France has done rather well out of this. It's got a lot of instability in various places. The bot also managed to trigger a war against Savoy, which they were unable to generate a peace with. So you've still got, actually that should be occupied. I think that should be occupied. No, it isn't. Right, so there was no peace between the bot and Savoy. So they'll soon trans Savoy and take over them. So that's another area of expansion that blue have managed to do. So the blue bot is doing really well on the board, but yet again, it's not scoring particularly well in terms of territories. Mainly because it's not taking its territories by combat. It's absorbed these by diplomatic ones. All right, they're going to get some prestige boosts for knocking Savoy out, which is going to be a help to them. England, they could do very little this turn. The cards just didn't go right for them. They managed to get an alliance into the Low Countries here. They're not really that interested in that. They really want to get their colonisation effort going, but they haven't managed to achieve that. They've got quite a lot of ships now, which they got a good. They drew a good card that enabled them to build up their naval power. It really leaves us with the last player, which is the Austrians. The Austrians, yeah, again, have got quite a lot of religious dissent with all these Orthodox areas that they've got vassals and actual towns, controlled towns in. There's still a lot of unrest in Hungary and stuff like that. They were looking at maybe being able to somehow diplomatically take over Bohemia, but that never really came to anything. And it looks like the Poles might be able to snatch, Polish bot might be able to snatch that off them. They managed to increase their Holy Roman Empire, strength from 3 to 4. But they really do need to look in terms of trying to quell the religious unrest in their areas. So all in all, if we look at the prestige track at the moment, Spain has amazingly managed to be way out in front without really achieving a great deal. The British or the English are following in second, the French third, then Austria, then Ottomans, and finally Poland. So we're on the start of the Second Age, so we've now got a completely new set of Second Age events. I haven't looked at these, I don't really know what's going on. The milestones are being replaced. The ideas remain the same. There's nothing new coming to this milestone matrix yet, but there are events which will trigger those. Papacy is contested, but Austria hold the current papal curia. As I said, Austria holds the Holy Roman Empire. We've got no power struggles in place still, which is a bit odd. And that's it. So it's a great game, but it is really complicated. Now, one thing I would advise you to do is this enhanced sequence of play that you can get off Board Game Geek. Really gives you loads and loads of information about the various phases. Saves you having to constantly be going to the rule book. So if you look at this, it covers all the different types of actions and things like that. So it's quite a weighty tome in its own right. It's about 10 pages of stuff, but it really does help. Right, that's it. So I'm enjoying the game. And as I've said, I think in the last video, I would highly recommend this if you're into this sort of political geostrategy. As far as I'm concerned, this is the holy grail game for this particular genre.